I see something long absent in the sunken faces of passers-by.
Welcome
Of hope.
back to episode 8. 8. We're going with 8. Fairly sure. Alright, Bagface, you scrub. You are a goner, my friend. I'm sorry. You're sick. You've got the worries. You didn't make the cut. Sorry, bud.
Slumped shoulders. Wild
Never look
eyes,
back. Alright,
stumbling
Lulier.
This one is no more good to us.
Lulier. He's got a love interest. He sounds like it. He's French is all get out. That's pretty good. I'm not a fan of the love interest though. That's a limiting factor. You're quite the scout there, buddy. Okay, that's horrible. Your range skills, you don't have any. That's good. I like this guy. Okay, so Halle, we're taking you, Azor. You know what? No. Sorry, Azor. I know we've had to get rid of 2 Arbalests already, but we're gonna make up for it by taking Lulier. You're good for now, so we're taking you. So I've gotten some feedback, and I'm going to make an effort to try and explain a little bit more of the mechanics. It might be a little late for that at this point, but being that it's episode 8, but you know, it's never too late, right? So does anybody need any attention? Do we have any events? I don't think we do. Alright, so I'm going to try and be a little bit better about explaining what I'm doing. So I guess let's start with basics. This might be a longer episode because of this. So, you know, feel free to skip ahead to the dungeon if you're a wizened veteran and you don't want to hear this poppycock. But basically what we've done is we're weeding out some of the weaker individuals who either are too stressed out, which is that white bar, and I just simply don't want to pay for their stress relief, or if they got sick, like maybe Rosie the Riveter has been, you know, she's got hysterical blindness, which I think in real life means that you will have the symptoms, you will exhibit blindness when you're under a lot of stress, which is, well, you can see it right there, stress above 70. If there was a measure of that in real life, you would, wow, we are really diving into a very specific aspect of the game, a single disease, whatever, we're going with it. If you get super stressed out, you might start exhibiting blindness and really like feel like you're going blind, not be able to see anything. So that's what she's got. She's very sick. But I mean, she encouraged 50% of the American population to help with a war effort by mobilizing in an industrial fashion to help build more B-17s and B-52s, Rock Lobster, etc. I'm not a fan of Rosie the Riveter's stats, actually, her quirks. And so this is kind of what I'm talking about. Right now we don't have a lot of healers, but Rosie, you are on the chopping block. I mean, you're going to be in the ruins quite often, most likely, and that's not good. The extra stress and the accuracy, that's why she's missing skeletons with her dazzling light and her hand of light, etc. Being a fragile medic is no bueno because medics are already fragile. We don't need to burn the candle at both ends. So basically what you're looking for in a character is in a character that you want to keep and to rank up throughout the game is someone with good bonuses, which all of these are decent. I would say Faded and Hard Skinned are probably the most valuable for a Vestal. You want to be able to not worry so much about taking damage, and that's what Hard Skin does. But then the flip side of that is you don't want bad malices, which these two absolutely are not good. And then, of course, the fact that she will be even less accurate if her stress is high, which is likely early game in the situation we're in. She's on the chopping block. I mean, I hate to say it, but Rosie might be on her way out soon. So that addresses the phase that we've just gone through, which is, looking for good heroes in the stagecoach and dismissing subpar heroes to make room for those heroes that might end up proving themselves to be great leaders and contributors to the cause. Okay, so that's that. So what we're going to do now is we've already unequipped all trinkets. Let's go ahead and... we still don't have a ton of money. We don't have a ton of any of these. We could probably upgrade our stagecoach again. No, we can't. I'm pretty sure we could upgrade the blacksmith. I'm reluctant to do so yet until we get our stagecoach a little bit higher. And that's a purely strategic decision that people will differ on. Everybody's a little bit different. I know that Northern Lions playthrough of Darkest Dungeon, the most recent one he did, he was focusing early on a little bit more on the tactics, which would look like upgrading your blacksmith first and upgrading your guild in order to make what characters you do have that much stronger on each given mission that they go on, which is a perfectly valid strategy. The reason that I am not doing that at this point is because I weigh having a higher throughput. There's a Factorio term, if anybody plays Factorio. Higher throughput of decent or even fantastic heroes being able to go through my roster and replace the worst ones, and have them struggle just slightly more than the other heroes would, so that we can generate more gold and build up a little bit more of a base with which to then keep the ball rolling later on by locking quirks in the sanitarium and just generally having stronger quality later on once we've got heroes that we really like, that have proven themselves and that are well worth our time and money. So I think this has gone on quite long enough. But I'll double down and continue talking shop on the strategy. So right now we're looking for deeds. So this is a desirable mission for us. One of the things you want to do, first off, when you're choosing which place to go to is, first of all, you want to rule out places that are not possible to do. So the Darkest Dungeon, level 6, with characters, suboptimal trinkets, and no gear and no skill upgrades, that's probably not gonna. We're probably not gonna be able to survive past maybe the first fight. That would be ambitious. So I've never actually been to the Darkest Dungeon, despite having 66 hours in this game. So we rule that one out. We don't even have anybody who's level 3 yet, which means no one's even good enough to be a scrub on this playthrough, on this map. So even though the trinket's decent, it would be a wash. We would be wasting our time. So instead, we want to evaluate, do we want to do a boss? No, probably not. I don't think we're even ready for that, so we rule that out too. Although that's arguable. I play a little bit more safe than most probably do this game. So we look at the trinkets we've got, looks like a double up here. Yeah. So that's not bad. That's a nice little extra thing to have. So is that, but I would much rather have the -1 speed and the extra disarm chance than to have -10 speed on the first round. That basically means you go last. But, I mean, imagine having both of these together. You've got a 20% scouting chance, and that you could put those on a hero that otherwise would not have any really good optimal items to have. They're kind of like filler items for right now. So then the other thing you want to consider, once you've ruled out the places you don't want to do, is what kind of town building reward you want to get. And this one gives crests, this one gives a small amount of deeds, small amount of busts, decent amount of deeds. So already this mission is looking the best to me, just on the deeds alone, because early game you really want to build up deeds, because that is very important for blacksmith upgrades and for stagecoach upgrades. Stagecoaches are going to get you more heroes and be able to hold more heroes, and blacksmith is going to be able to make those heroes much better for a price. And then, yeah, you have to decide whether they're worth it to invest in. So I think right now the easy choice is to go do this medium. So we're going to do our second medium back to back. The Solar Crown, I don't think we have one yet, is actually very nice filler trinket for my play style. I almost always have my torch above 75, except in certain situations. There's a boss fight where I run torch at 0 if the party is suited for that, and there's a couple other situations where I let it burn down. But generally, this is my play style, so this is overall a good get. Unfortunately, this is a quest where you have to activate 3 corrupted altars. It's not a scouting quest, it's not a clear all the rooms quest. It's one in which we have to take items with us that fill up our slots, and that's actually pretty annoying. You can grab less loot. It's just frustrating all around. But that being said, let's grab basically what is our reliable solid squad at this point, and we're running the risk of leveling up some of our people. I mean, and by that I mean Rosie the Riveter and Rufio. Actually, all of them are at risk of leveling up to level 3, which in most RPG situations you want to level up your characters. In this game, of course you do too, but once you do, those characters can't run green missions anymore, which are level 1. They find it beneath them, and they will just not do it, which is a bit annoying, but it's for balance purposes. Otherwise, you'd just absolutely breeze through the missions, and yeah, it would not be much of a challenge. So we're going to go ahead and give you these two things. Your speed, we're not going to worry about your speed. You're just going to kind of go last. That's okay, I guess. Han Solo, we know you can bleed people. Probably not going to happen in the ruins unless we fight the random encounters with humans. That's fine. For Rosie the Riveter, she already has some stress, and we don't want her to hit 70 stress, because then she'll go blind and hit stuff even less, and we're fighting against skeletons here. So we're going to go ahead and give you the calming crystal, and that's it. And then you're going to take the rot gut sensor and give diarrhea to our enemies. Increases accuracy quite a bit, and it's very, very small penalty, just 1 health. which should not mean the difference. And we're not going to even take this, because there's just... The speed is worth more, in my opinion, than the 20% move resist. So let's go ahead and provision. We are ready. We're doing a medium mission, and we're going to have to carry a bunch of extra stuff with us. These 3 things. So start with food, and we're going to take 20 to be safe. You know what? I'm going to take 22 actually, and then 16 torches should be fine, probably more than enough. And then we'll take 3 shovels. I've been pretty comfortable with 3 shovels so far, and we'll do 4 of those. And just simply because we have less inventory space, we're going to ignore herbs and bandages, and we'll just grab 1 anti-venom since we already have a stack that we can't get rid of because it's from the Plague Doctor. Yeah, so we'll just bring 1, and then we'll grab 2 keys, and that we'll call it good and head out. Alright, here we go. So this is going to be a long episode. I can feel it in my bones already. We talked shop for quite a bit in town, and I will try and follow the same course
Can the defiled be consecrated?
for this episode while we're doing battle. I'll explain why I'm doing things. Alright, so stack of books. I don't know exactly what it does, but I know it can give negative stress. I think it can mess up our torches, but it can also give us, it has a smaller chance to give us another quirk malice, so a bad quirk, or it has a slightly bigger chance to give us a positive quirk. So we want to use it on someone that we like and who has room to get rid of something that we don't like. And I think Rufio, we're going to choose you. And so he probably got stressed out. Actually, I'm not sure what just happened. The torch didn't seem to go down. He didn't seem to get very much stress. I don't know. That's we'll chalk that one up to mystery. Alright, gonna plague these guys in the back. So a general rule of thumb for combat, and this absolutely does not hold true all the time, but like I said, general rule of thumb is that the back several spots are usually the protected, the characters that the NPCs want to protect more. So we're going to try and hit you for a bit of damage, get you closer to bleeding out. That did not work. And you haven't gone yet, so we can't kill you with 1 hit unless we get a lucky crit. So we're actually going to stun you, just to make it so you can't attack this turn. So the characters in the back are usually a higher threat to sanity in general, and they're also more likely to do more annoying damage, while the upfront guys are generally bruisers who don't do much sanity damage and can be mitigated with healing. Completely just a general rule of thumb. It's not 100%. So we could so this is a bit of a tough choice. We can guarantee that this guy dies on his next go if we hit him, so an 88% chance to hit him, or we can hope that we get lucky and hit this guy for 3. So we're going to take the guaranteed, right? And that was assuming that I would have hit him for the same amount. That was the right call. So he is now dead. We can ignore him, and now we get to go again with Han Solo, being the gangster that he is. So we're gonna go for the 3 and see if it works, and it did. So now we've got tracking shot has double buffed him for several rounds.
Slowly, gently.
As you'll, I can't really. Okay, so if you hover over this, if I hover over this, no one else is playing on my screen so far as I know. He has a stacked damage, a stacked accuracy, and a stacked crit buff for 3 rounds. After 2 rounds, it will the first buff will expire and it will go back down to its normal amount. So this guy is dead. We don't have any malices to get rid of, no bleeds or blights, so this is not optimal. We could make him even stronger, but we're not going to do that. We are going to make it so this guy requires less of a threshold to meet his untimely death. So yeah, let's go ahead and hit you and see what we get. Basically nothing. And King Arthur's getting pushed around quite enough. He's useless back here. He's supposed to be the head of the round table, not hanging out next to a pile of books with, who are you? Rufio. So we'll move him up. And let's go ahead and just ping this guy again and hope to get not a 0, and then he's dead. Oh, I mean, it doesn't matter. Even if we get a 0. Oh, okay, so that's why it does matter. The blight failed, but we did actual 1 damage to him, so he is done. So let's just bleed this guy. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a crit. No? Okay, so 2 bleed. He needs 2 damage, and I think we can do that right here. Yep. So both of these guys are effectively dead when they take their turns. He's got 2 health left, and he's bleeding for 2. Good game, that's all she wrote. Might as well buff ourselves and heal if it gets back to Rosie. Alright, we're going to... yeah, let's go ahead and heal up Han Solo. He likes to... He's got a really bad habit of finding himself on death's door lately, so we might as well keep the heals up. Okay, glad I picked the guy with the most health for that lucky crit. And we move on. Alright, this is normally when I would want to wrap up an episode, and we are done with the first hallway. So that's good. We're on the... as King Arthur, the honorable Knight of the Round Table, steals 1,250 gold and a holy water for himself. You are... I don't even have words for you. Okay, so this path. So this is a trick that some people might not know about. When you scout rooms, you can obviously see, like, there's a curio there, right? Cool, easy. And this is a treasure room, right? Awesome. And then these blue things, or teal, I guess, are all curios, and the purples are all traps, and red swords would show up as battles. But when you're on a mission where you have to activate some item or destroy some item or collect something or whatever, some specific item, you can actually see once you scout where they are. So move to this room quest location. So let's go there. Absolutely. And then you can see on that branch as well, there's another quest location. So the reason I'm choosing to go here, which I would do probably anyway because I like being thorough, is so that we can get rid of these absolutely worthless items that are just taking up inventory space and are only needed for the quest. So here we go. We're gonna consecrate this blasphemous altar. I guess that altar was critical of someone's religion or something. So. Oh no. Alright, we're gonna holy water this urn, see if we can get some good loots. That is very good. I am very tempted to... this is a tough call. I think we could either get rid of the Jade or we could get rid of the anti-venoms. And I think we're going to... yeah, we're going to get rid of the anti-venoms. We're going to go a little greedy and just hope for the best. Kind of sucks that we couldn't. In fact, we probably could have min-maxed that a little bit better by going to the quest item first and then purifying that urn. But we aren't that good at this game, so it is what it is. All right, so we don't see any other quest. We don't see any other quest items on our map. So let's just go ahead and go down here and clear out this next room, this next branch. Forgive me. Someone left some deeds in a box. That works for me.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require
It's a pretty
only the
terrible
strength to
place
follow it.
to leave your real estate deeds. Okay, so we're actually done with this quest after this hallway, and then everything we do from there is
The light,
extra.
the promise of safety.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and, you know what? We're gonna give Han Solo a speed boost and a damage boost.
Mortality
Okay.
clarified in a single strike.
That was a bit of a stress cascade. I'm gonna go ahead and try and bleed you. And maybe finish you off with, let's see. Probably not gonna get 3, so we're gonna go for a heal. And we'll use King Arthur to do Zealous Accusation on the front 2 guys. And that will hopefully be enough to put the first one within lethal. I was hoping that I would get to go first, but we gave King Arthur quite a few minus speed trinkets. Okay!
As the enemy crumbles.
Would have been a little bit better if we'd switched the order of those two. Alright, you're good at dodging. I was gonna say you're dead, but clearly I have miscalculated. Yeah. Let's give you more damage. Because you've proven that you hit every attack, right, Han Solo? You can do the Kestrel run in less than 6 parsecs or whatever.
Annihilated.
But you can't hit when it matters most. And I'm glad we didn't get rid of that Jade now, because we now have a stack. Which is efficient inventory management. So quest is over. We could leave if we wanted. We don't want to, because you can think of weird party order. I guess, yeah, I don't see this very often. We're gonna go ahead and throw a plague grenade on these 2 guys. You can think of time as we're gonna heal Han Solo. I don't want him on death's door yet. Tempted to do Grape Shot Blast, probably not though. Let's just go ahead and hopefully guarantee this guy's death, and we've done it. So he will not be able to stress us out. I'm going to smack you in the face. So this game is a race against time, and a race against your heroes getting leveled up,
Destroy them.
and just it's a constant balancing act. And so I like to maximize. You know what? I think we can make you die. I think we can make you bleed, boy. Yep, you're done. If this hits, no. So that was bad. If the blight had stuck, which was at least a 90% chance, then he would be a goner. And we're gonna gamble. We're gonna gamble that we get a 4 on the Doomsayer, on the Madman. And we got not quite a 4 right there. On anyone. So, where was I? Constant balancing act. You want to make the most of the expeditionary supplies you've spent and the fact that your heroes are out gathering stress and stuff, you want to try and bring back the bacon. Okay, this is good. We got a 70% chance to kill this guy and... Oh! Oh. So... Remember when I was talking about how it's good to keep going on a quest after you've completed it to get more loot and stuff? That's subject to change. Alright. Oh my god. Alright, well, we've ignored you for so long, you're just going to die to blight. Well, rather embarrassing. Okay, please. For the love of God. Oh wait, no, you're not. It expired. We're gonna tracking shot and hope that it misses so we can heal. It's not going to. You're dead. Whatever. Probably could have played that better. Okay, so if I remember correctly, we can use holy water to purge a negative trait here. So we really would like to, excuse me, get rid of King Arthur's torn rotator cuff. Rosy Derivator has 2 negative traits that we don't want. Han Solo has 1. So we either have a 1 in 3 chance of getting rid of... Actually, God-fearing is bad too. I don't like malices that make you de-stress in a certain location. So... Oh wait. Do they both have it? Yeah, okay, so King Arthur is probably our best candidate because we want to keep him. We don't care quite so much about Rosy Derivator. I mean, she's got a lot of work that needs to be done before she's good. Although she does have decent bonuses. We're going to go ahead and go with King Arthur, though. He is our first character, and he is... Okay, well, I don't know what confession booths do. I guess it removes stress. Probably didn't need that on King Arthur. Would have been a lot better on Rufio or even Rosy Derivator. Shows how much I know about this game. Let's just forget any of that ever happened and move on. Blighted the one that matters. Okay, Rosie's getting close to 70% now. She's at, or 70 out of 100. You know what I mean. Okay, so she's gonna heal herself to start with. She's going to full healer mode now because we're getting kind of low on health. Okay. Han Solo is 1 health away from being on death's door again. Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna go for the guaranteed kill if it hits. And it did. And I'm happy. Okay, you need to take 1 damage. 2 is twice. It's 2 times as much as we needed you to take, so good job. You've done well. Alright. A little bit of a waste stacking it up on him, but I don't care. I probably could have even used his pistol shot for something else, his tracking shot, but now we have the buff, so let's not count our chickens before they hatch, right? Let's see if we can get this guy within lethal. And I think that will do it. It did. Ugh. So satisfying. We're going to heal up Han Solo because he clearly cannot take care of himself. What is wrong with you, my friend? Oh my god. This... what am I doing wrong? What is... Okay, so you're off guard. That's bad. Is it? It's not the stress. Your stress is fine. Should be a non-issue. Okay. Well, I think the safe play here is to not even give him a chance to go first. Even though his speed is terrible, we're going to go for the stun. Just so either of these characters can get Han Solo off Death's Door. I mean, he's just been a liability this whole time. But he's Han Solo. And he should never, ever die. Right? That's what's up. He should be doing the killing. Always, forever. Alright, so we're gonna eat 4 food with you and grab this sapphire. Anyway. Yeah. I think that was the right call. It's tough, because generally you want to be doing damage. You want to just be keeping it up. The faster you kill the enemies, the sooner they can't harm you. But in that situation, stunning him, I think was the right call. It gave us a little bit of breathing room so that we could get some heals on Solo. Almost walked into that and almost walked into it again. And just keep him off Death's Door. All right, let's see what you got. Actually, yeah, no, we're doing you, Han Solo. Okay, that's fine. We still have some firewood. We're in a good spot. So we're gonna walk into this room. We don't have medicinal herbs, so we're gonna turn around and walk right back out. I do not want to. If we could either make a super torch out of that table by putting a torch onto it, or we could. Wow, 2 torches in a row. Nice. Not that we need them because we have very little dungeon left. So we could either make a super torch by putting a torch on that alchemy table, or we could, I think, medicinally cleanse it and get some kind of buff or something. I don't know. Alright, we don't like the arbalists. I mean, plus, what are we going to do? So if we embolden vapors, that gives one of our guys plus 25% damage. Cool. We could Noxious Blast either one of these. Plague Grenade. Obvious choice here. It's going to hit both of them, more than likely. And it's going to blight them both, more than likely. And so it is. Let's see. Alright, I think we still need to consider, as much as I would like to do a little bit of damage, we should consider getting our health back up a bit. So we're gonna take care of Han Solo first, because he is seriously a liability. Alright, we'll go for the guaranteed kill if we hit. Caveat. And we did. Alright, you're dead next turn. We can ignore you. We're probably going to end up throwing another plague grenade on this guy. And we will do it. It might have been a better call to throw a singular one at him so that we could ensure that King Arthur gets the kill. But let's get fancy. So he's gonna take 8 blight. So if this hits, he's dead. Plus we can do, well, several pellets of our grape shot blast went into the corpse on the ground, which is, you should not have been aiming at their feet anyway, Han Solo. I am liking you less and less every minute. All right, you still have your turn. Nobody else does. We're probably not going to kill you, so we're stunning you. We'll get a free go. The skeleton archer will kill himself by taking his turn, and you will shoot this guy in the face, and hopefully not accidentally hit that corpse, which you seem rather inclined to do so. Rosie is still hanging out dangerously close to the cusp of being utterly blind. Oh, we really could have used a better dice roll there. Alright, let's go for the kill.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
We do not want to leave 8 crests behind. Alright, we're gonna pop a torch. That is the least
A blazing star is born.
impactful thing we can do right here. And, oh, we don't want to leave these behind either. Okay, so we can gamble that there's no more chests or secret rooms. Get rid of the key. We can gamble that there's no more barricades, which there were none so far, so I'm less inclined to believe that. Or we can gamble that our holy water will not be useful, because I do not want to chuck a 500 gold item. So we're going to pop holy water on both of these two, and we'll grab the busts. And now we have another difficult decision. I think I'm going to not gamble. We're going to take the devil we know, which is even just getting one portrait. And if we're lucky, it'll be a portrait stack eventually. Maybe right here? No, okay. Oh, yeah, gold's fine.
Trinkets and baubles.
I'm going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Alright, well, this is going to be a tough one. Oof. Where do we start? Oh, man. Okay, that's good. You're dead. I think we may have this one. We'll see. Oof.
Another one.
Oh, man. Just barely got that one. Alright, we're leaving 300 gold. I'm not a fan of doing that, but I don't remember what this curio does either. Okay, plague grenade. Let's get rid of these stressors. We do not want any more stress on Rosie. We're actually gonna heal up King Arthur. I think this is inevitable. I think she's going to get tagged. There's nothing we can do about it. And even though he has protection, I think the right call is to... I don't know. I don't know. Alright, we'll go for the bleeder. Yeah. Try and get you out of the way real quick. Not worth it. Yeah, let's go for the guaranteed kill. Okay, good. That's probably the best person that you could target with that. Okay, that's fine. Is just fine. So Rufio might actually get afflicted here pretty soon. Or if we get a critical hit against us, that would also be no bueno, because it might affect Rosie. Okay, we're gonna tracking shot against the bone courtier for the reasons previously mentioned. He will. And see, now I'm not so sure that was the right call, because Rufio could have just plague grenaded again and it would have guaranteed the kill. I mean, I'll be vindicated if this misses him, but it's not going to. And of course, so now he's way overkilled. But at least Rufio's still buffed, so it's hard to tell if we made the right choice or not. I think probably not. Okay, so now she's for sure over 70. Which means... yeah, so she's blind. Excellent. Alright, you're probably dead. Perfect, just the right amount that we needed. We need to do 3 damage to you, and you'll be dead on your next turn. I'm trying to shuffle my party all over the place. Okay, let's see what this does. 1, you're dead. Yeah, okay, so... might as well buff ourselves again, or... well, it still worked, you know, I don't care that the skill missed. And you go ahead and buff yourself with Bulwark. I don't think this is going to be relevant at all, because Whatever. Buff him. These buffs won't even last until we get to our next fight, but it can't hurt. And see, now here's why I regret not taking that 300 gold, because we would have 675 right now. And now I have to choose between doubling down on our previous path. Alright, at this point, we're going to get rid of the shovels, we're going to take the money, and I don't remember what we do with this. Let's rearrange our party first off. Okay, maybe this is stress relief, which would be really nice for Rosie, being blind as she is. And it was. Okay, so she's back. No! She's back to not being blind. It's as easy as that. You just splash a little water from a fountain you found in a dungeon. You splash a little bit of that in your eyes, and all of a sudden you're fine, right? I don't know, Rosie, that might be a wake-up call that you might be suffering from a form of hysteria, and it's all in your head. Might want to reevaluate. We're gonna tracking shot you. No! I mean, that's such a high percentage to hit. I think that was the right call. Perhaps not. Ah, whatever. You're dead anyway. You're dead. Ignoring you now. So we really don't have probably too much combat left. But let's go ahead and heal King Arthur. And just one-shot him. Alright, so now we're going to buff and heal if we get the chance to. And we don't. That's fine. Does anybody have any malices? No. Alright, and we don't really want that shovel, because we just threw away 3 of them. Right, so, I mean, worst case scenario, we run against a barricade here, and we don't get to go... Oh, no! Don't cut your hands! Okay. Worst case scenario, we run into a barricade somewhere around here, and then we don't get to... Okay, she's blind again.
With a singular purpose.
Alright. We better get a good reward for doing this room, because this is going to be a... We might get 2 afflicted heroes from this fight. Affliction occurs, by the way, when your heroes reach... They fill up their bar of these white rectangles, which look like the symbol you get on your phone when somebody sends you an emoticon that your phone doesn't understand or whatever. Anyway, once your stress bar fills up to 100, your character can either become afflicted and, like, basically they start acting crazy in one way or another, or they ooh, tough call. We're gonna go for this one. Ah! They either become afflicted, which is a high percentage chance, base. Like, Rufio's about to get there. Like, very close. He's 2 away from being afflicted. So, they'll either hit that. You know what? We're gonna go for this, actually. We're gonna see... Nice! I like it. So now okay, so we'll get him. So they either become afflicted, which is a high percentage chance, which is a bad thing. They'll start acting all irrational, and it's just not good overall. Tough call. We're gonna go with this, though. So you have a pretty decent protection for an early game dungeon. So we'll talk about protection in a sec, but I wanted to finish up with my train of thought, which was, okay, so they're not both dead. Now they're both dead. My train of thought was afflictions versus virtuous. So there's a small chance by default that you get a virtuous trait, which is a good thing. It makes your character stronger, and it makes them like buff teammates or just other good things. But that's less likely to happen. So that's a small percentage chance. Affliction is a bad thing, and once their bar fills up a second time, once they get all the way to 200, they suffer a heart attack and die instantly. That's very not good, unless you don't care about the person, which I'm starting to care less about these guys. And so the other thing I wanted to mention was, what was it? I don't know. I forgot. It was something. Anyway, we'll go ahead and camp.
Circle in the dark.
It's not a bad idea to check your camping skills before you camp and see if somebody has a skill that right there prevents nighttime ambush. That is always good to have, unless you want that extra fight for maybe if you're super greedy for like a little bit of extra loot. Generally, I don't think it's worth it, especially because your party starts shuffled and just not good. So we found out, we remember that Rosie has hysterical blindness, so we could cure that in town by wasting her for a week and spending some money, or we could use our witch doctor to use leeches on her. So we know we want to do that, and since he has a mortality debuff, we would rather use Sanctuary than wait, who had... Yeah, Bandit's Alarm. We're not going to be fighting any other battles, so we don't care if we're surprised or not. So we're going to use Sanctuary because I think it will make him heal 50% HP and heal a lot of stress, which will actually be almost perfect for the amount of stress he has. So let's see what that does. Yep. Alright, so he's good to go. So I think for the next couple abilities, so we have, we're really all we care about is getting rid of some of the stress on these two. So, and I think I just did that wrong. I should have used his stress heal on the Witch Doctor and used the Witch Doctors on Rosie the Riveter. We're gonna go ahead and do it like that and just pretend that we meant to do it. So, sure, whatever. What?
In radiance.
I don't know why they just got stressed out. That was weird. Anyway, it is what it is. Some things don't make sense, and you just have to accept them. But now we have a solar crown, so we can charge our cell phones in the dungeon, assuming you can get some kind of access to the sun. Everybody gets a little bit less stressed out. By everybody, I mean the person who owns the cell phone, who can text the heroes back in town and let them know how they're doing. Or whatever, I don't know. Alright, so King Arthur, the undead slayer, is now afraid of the undead. That's good. Han Solo has -5 virtue chance, which is fine because you're always on death's door anyway. Rosie the Riveter went from having hysterical blindness to having rabies, so if this were real life, she'd be dead in 3 days. She'd be afraid of water in 2 and would stop drinking it, and then start foaming at the mouth, and her eyes would roll back in her head and she would die. That's okay, I guess. We don't... I mean, what did it replace? Faded. So turning missed chances into hits. I think probably the faded would have been better. Whatever. She has rabies anyway. I mean, Rosie, you are not selling your skill set anymore. Okay, Rufio is fine. He got an overall net gain there.
The shuffling dead are silent.
All right. Blah. So the game is telling us to go to the ruins. It's saying you're gonna level up faster if you go there, and it's gonna be an easier time. You'll have plus 15% damage. So except for the fact that Rufio is incredibly stressed out, which was an error on my part when they were camping. If we just look real quick, this might be a good time. The focus ring is quite nice. In certain, it's situational, but it's good on certain character classes. This might be a nice time to take on the Necromancer Apprentice. But let's save that for next episode. This has already been, this has already gone on far too long. I think we're pushing 3.5 hours now for this episode, so it's just absolutely absurd. We'll do our town stuff at the beginning of next episode. Anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, have a good one.